We all know what Bronny went through a year ago. To go through that and make it back from that and be within the NBA within a year. And I actually think Bronny is going to end up being a better pro than a lot of these players in this draft because has the athleticism, has the basketball IQ, plays the game the right way. I think he's going to be a good shooter.
Draymond Green spoke up, and the internet went wild. He said Bronny James deserves respect. He said the kid worked hard for this, but fans did not want to hear it. They called Draymond biased. They called him just another LeBron friend. That is how big this Bronny fight has gotten now. Anyone who backs him gets pulled into the storm. Bronny is not just a young guard anymore. He is a symbol. Some see family connections. Others see a kid getting hated on for his last name. Lakers fans are split too. Some call him a future project. Some call him a distraction. LeBron haters use Bronny to attack LeBron himself. So when Draymond said Bronny earned his shot, fans did not hear basketball talk. They heard him picking sides. That is why it blew up so fast. Everyone knows Draymond and LeBron are close friends, so people jumped straight to motives. They said, of course he's defending him. They said he would never say this for any other rookie. They said this has nothing to do with hoops. But here's the truth. A friendship does not erase a real point.
Not longer. Don't talk to me about nepotism being something new. It's been here. Nobody said anything before. Shut the hell up now.
But those two things are not the same thing. Let's break it down simple. Bronny has taken heat since draft night. The Lakers picked him 55th in 2024. That late in the draft means low expectations. Most picks like that go to the G League. They grow slow, they make mistakes, some turn into solid players over time. But nobody treated Bronny like a normal late pick. From day one, he was judged as LeBron's son. And that changed everything. Draymond says Bronny has put in real work. He was not just handed this spot. Bronny was a real prospect in high school. Then he fought through a scary health scare. He still made it to USC. He still got drafted. Now he is grinding to become a pro. Draymond never said Bronny is a star already. He just said people act like Bronny did nothing, and he thinks that is unfair. But critics fire right back. They point to his USC stats. They ask, where is the production? Bronny averaged just 4.8 points, 2.8 rebounds, and 2.1 assists in college. Critics keep using that stat line as proof he should not have been drafted at all.
Basketball savviness, like his basketball IQ, like he can do it all. Like I feel like he hasn't shown that he can really be elite at a lot of things, but I think he can be elite.
And this fight is not slowing down. But critics skip over something big. Bronny's freshman year was not normal at all. Before he even found his rhythm, he had a serious heart scare. That changed his whole season. He was not just adjusting to college ball. He was fighting his way back from something way bigger than basketball. That does not mean he was NBA ready, but it matters when judging his growth. And here's what people miss. Draymond is not calling Bronny a finished product. He is defending Bronny's right to grow without becoming a joke every single day. Those are two very different things. But online, everything turns extreme. Say one nice thing about Bronny and people act like you called him an all-star. That is why fans attack Draymond so fast. Many are tired of seeing Bronny get protected over and over. First LeBron defends him, then Shaq, then Kevin Garnett, now Draymond too. To doubters, every defense is more proof that Bronny is being boosted, but others say the hate has gone too far. They say these defenses are needed because the noise is louder than the actual basketball. The real answer sits somewhere in the middle. Bronny is not above criticism. He still has work to do. He needs to shoot better, he needs to handle pressure when defenses close in, he needs to prove he can guard at the NBA level night after night. Those concerns are real. Nobody should pretend they are not there. But most 55th picks never get this kind of attention. A normal late pick can score 4 points and nobody blinks. A young guard grinding in the G League is normal. That is just development. But one Bronny mistake and social media turns it into a circus about his whole family. That double standard is what Draymond seems to be calling out. And the truth is rarely simple. Maybe Bronny got help from his name. Maybe he still worked hard every single day. Both can be true at once. Maybe the Lakers loved the father-son story. Maybe they also saw real tools worth developing. Maybe LeBron's name opened the door, but Bronny still has to walk through it himself. A lot of fans hate that gray area. It ruins their simple story. And Draymond is a tricky messenger here too. People already have strong feelings about him. Some respect his rings and his bold mouth, others think he always rides for LeBron. So when he praises Bronny, people react to Draymond just as much as Bronny. This was never just about basketball anymore. It became about Draymond's image too. And yes, Bronny gets this attention because of LeBron. Everyone knows that. But fame cuts two ways. It opens doors, it also brings brutal pressure most rookies never face. When a young player gets more famous for the arguments around him than his actual game, growth suffers. Every clip becomes content. Every miss becomes a joke. Every bad possession becomes ammo. That is a rough place to develop in. Growth needs patience, and social media has zero patience. Right now, Bronny's path actually makes sense. He is grinding with South Bay and the G League, he's getting real minutes, he is learning. His G League stats already look better than his USC numbers. That does not mean he's ready for the Lakers' rotation tomorrow, it just means he's improving where rookies are supposed to improve. And this is where young players get into trouble. They start playing against the comments instead of the other team. That is when careers go sideways. Bronny cannot let that happen to him. His path forward is simple. Play tough defense, make smart plays, hit open shots, keep getting better every single day. He does not need to become a superstar. If Bronny becomes a steady defensive guard who can shoot and think the game right, that is a real NBA career. For a 55th pick, that is a win. But a lot of fans do not want realistic. They want extremes. Either Bronny is a total fraud, or he is secretly destroying every doubter. Real life is not that simple. His last name opened doors, but it also turns every small mistake into a giant headline. Draymond knows this game. He was never a flashy scorer either. He built his whole career on defense, smarts, and the little things nobody puts on a stat sheet. Maybe he sees those same traits in Bronny. Toughness, awareness, defensive instincts, a real will to grind. Fans look at Bronny through stats and drama. Draymond may be looking through a totally different lens, one built on process and habits coaches actually value. Stats matter, but context matters too. If Bronny never becomes a real player, the league will decide that on its own. NBA teams do not keep anyone around forever just for a famous last name. But Bronny is still early in this journey. There is a long road ahead. Calling his career over right now is not analysis, it is just impatience. Bronny still has to grow with South Bay. He has to sharpen his decisions. He has to earn trust from coaches who only care about winning, not Twitter arguments. Draymond's words do not do that work for him. Bronny has to do it himself. But if someone already decided Bronny deserves nothing just because his dad is LeBron, that is not fair judgment anymore. That is just waiting to be proven right. So did fans turn on Draymond because his point was wrong, or because Bronny James has become the one player nobody can discuss calmly? If saying a 55th pick deserves time causes this much rage, maybe the real story is bigger than Bronny. Maybe the internet already picked its villain, and now anyone asking for patience becomes the next target. That is what makes this whole thing wild. This stopped being about jump shots and defense a long time ago. Now every Bronny opinion turns into a bigger war about LeBron, the media, and fairness. Basketball almost gets forgotten in the middle of it all. What really shocked people was how fast the attacks on Draymond took over the story. Instead of debating his point, critics attacked who said it. Once fans linked his words to his friendship with LeBron, the whole conversation flipped. Suddenly, it was about motives, not about whether Bronny deserves a real shot to grow. That is how social media works now. One good game and a player gets called the future. One bad game and people call the whole thing a failure. There is no room left for patience. Every reaction gets louder than the one before it. Here's the wild part. None of this blows up if Bronny has a different last name. A normal G League prospect gets zero national attention. But because he is LeBron's son, every stat line becomes a headline, and every update sparks another fight. That pressure creates an impossible standard. If he plays well, people say the praise is fake. If he struggles, people say they called it. It's a trap that never ends. That is why emotions stay this high around him. But eventually, the noise stops mattering. The NBA always comes back to results. Coaches want winners. Front offices care about performance, not online drama. If Bronny becomes a real contributor, he earns his spot. If he does not, the league moves on without him. That is just how the business works. Until then, expect this debate to keep raging. And with voices like Draymond Green stepping in, expect it to get louder still. One thing is certain, Bronny James is one of the most talked about young players in the league right now, and every single opinion about him sparks a brand new storm. Bronny hasn't even played enough games to define his career, yet the noise around him already feels bigger than his actual stat lines. Every comment, every update, every hot take creates a fresh wave of drama, and when a name like Draymond Green jumps in, that wave hits even harder. At the end of the day though, none of this online noise decides what Bronny becomes. That part is on him. The league always sorts things out eventually. Players either grow and earn bigger roles, or they fade out. Headlines grab attention, but results always speak the loudest in the end. That is why this story stays so interesting. Some fans think Bronny gets too much help, others think the hate has gone too far, and somewhere in between is a young player just trying to grow under more pressure than almost any rookie ever faces. Love him or doubt him, nobody can deny the spotlight on him is massive right now. So now it's your turn. Did Draymond Green make a fair point, or were fans right to push back hard? Drop your take in the comments, because this debate is far from done. And if you like this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with other Hoops fans so they can jump into the conversation too. Your support helps this channel grow big time, and there's a lot more NBA news coming your way soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.